Yo, this shit OP.
Hey, welcome back to Contemplate More. My name is Matt Gutierrez, and today I want to do something a little different. So, there was a comment down below on my first video, which was regarding the aspect of trying versus doing. And so, that's a very scoped topic. And so, what I want to do is I kind of want to talk about what trying is versus what doing is, just to start the video off. So, trying is the ability to attempt at accomplishing a goal. So with doing, there's no thought process of whether you can do it or whether you can't do it. It's just you're going to do it, right? Versus trying is I'm going to go and try it out, not I'm going to go and do it. So that's very much the difference between the two. One is you're not really committing yourself fully to the goal, to the aspect at hand. And by not committing yourself, you're already accepting a sort of self-defeat in a sense, because you're allowing yourself to believe that there's a possibility that you can't accomplish that goal, and that's not healthy to have. It's healthy to be able to, try and do what you need to do and come short, because when you come short, that means you did do your best, right? Because when you come short, it means you did do your best, but things happen in life, some things are just not attainable within maybe a time span. Maybe the goal was too far reaching. And the reason it could be too far reaching is dependent on what the goal is. So for example, if the goal is to run 3 miles every day and you are just genuinely physically not fit, then maybe you should start off with something more attainable. I want to walk 3 miles every day, or I want to jog a mile every day, and just try to gain yourself to that point so you're not setting yourself up for failure. The worst feeling that you can have inside is failure. And you could avoid it by maybe not setting the bar extremely high where the goal is just genuinely not attainable. It's not even possible. You can't do it within the time span. You can't do it with the physical aspect that you reside in. None of that. But what you want to say is, sure, this may be difficult, but what you want to do is kind of look at the goal and say, I can do this, not because it's too easy. It is difficult, but it's at least attainable. So I can make myself feel better, so I can actually go out and do that workout, complete that task at work, or even just read a book, watch a YouTube video that isn't about anything arbitrary. It's kind of fined and tuned in to something that's important. You're learning something substantive. So that's really the difference. The difference is when you say, I'm going to try my best to go to the gym every day, you're already setting yourself up for failure by saying, I'm going to try to do it. A fun fact, most failures actually come from lack of self-confidence. And when you have lack of self-confidence, you tend to use that terminology of try. I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to do my best to do it. No, I'm going to go and do it. I'm going to accomplish this task because that's what I want, and that's what I'm going to go do. Yeah, sure, it may be difficult, it may not be the easiest thing, but nothing good in life comes easy. Everything is rigorous, and you have to be willing to accept those consequences or those challenges ahead and say, I'm going to face these challenges head on, and I'm going to tackle it like a bull. And you have to be able to take those challenges head on and say, this is what I want. I'm not going to let these challenges get in the way. Yeah, sure, it might take me a little longer than if I was in the best shape, if I was, maybe more fine-tuned into what industry I'm in. So you can't make excuses. When you say I want to try something, you are kind of making an excuse in a way because you are being self-doubtful. And self-doubtful is the worst attribute you can have, especially when you're trying to accomplish a goal. So there's other motivational speakers out there, like Tony Robbins, for example. Tony Robbins goes out and at his conventions, he'll ask them a question and whoever it is will give their kind of story. So for example, this happens often where somebody says, I tried my best to give it all in my relationship. I tried my best to work hard. And what Tony Robbins goes ahead and says, can you do me a favor and try to pick up that chair for me? And so what the people will do, they'll go and pick up the chair. And he goes, no, that's not what I asked you to do. I asked you to try to pick up the chair. And so they'll kind of look in distraught, like, what are you saying? And then they'll try to maybe hold the chair or look at the chair and act as if they're trying to pick it up. But he says, no. When you're picking up a chair, it's either you're picking it up or you're not picking it up. There's no try in picking up a chair. And so that's kind of the mentality that you need to take in when you're thinking about trying versus doing. You don't want to have that mental doubt. You want to be able to look at yourself and say, I'm going to do this. You know, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be time consuming. It's going to be very effortful, but I'm going to do it. A lot of people are genuinely just scared of doing something new or accomplishing a task. And so what they'll do is they'll try to create these scenarios in their head that are just excuses. And that's the scary part when you say you want to try, because you are already admitting a potential defeat in yourself. Yeah, sure, you may not think that you're trying to sound that way, but subconsciously that's what's going on. That's what your brain's thinking. Your brain's not thinking that you need to go and do what you need to do to accomplish that task. No, your brain's thinking, hey, there's a potential of me not having to complete the task, and I'm okay with that. But in your heart, you know that you want to do it. So cut that out of your vocabulary. Cut that try out of your vocabulary. Because it's very important to be able to tell yourself that you're going to go do something and you do it. When you don't, you create this kind of wishy-washy mindset where you don't have to accomplish anything to be sufficient with yourself, to be satisfied. And you have to be satisfied with yourself in order to feel good, in order to accomplish tasks in general. Because when you have confidence, that automatically gives you an upper hand to the person that is more unconfident, that is more wishy-washy with whether they want to go do something or not. You have to be definitive. It's either I'm going to go do this or I'm not going to go do this, and you have to have the reason for why you want to do it or why you don't want to do it. That's the next important piece to this puzzle. When you're thinking about, I want to go to the gym every day, just use that as an example. You don't want to say, I'm going to go to the gym, but I don't know what I want for my body. No, it's like, I want this for my body. I want to be more lean and cut. No, I want to be more bulky and shredded. You have to create those plans for yourself, definitive plans. You don't want that whether, can I do it? Can I not do it? There's something called SMART goals. And SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. And so when I say that you have to either do it or you don't do it, there is obviously repercussions. You can't have this unattainable goal that's just so difficult that you're trying to run a mile in 2 minutes. No, you have to say, okay, I haven't run a mile since high school. I'm going to try my best to run a 9-minute mile today, and maybe tomorrow run an 8-minute, 55-second mile. And so that's a SMART goal because it's specific. First off, you have an exact thing of what you want to do. It's measurable. You have that amount of time. It's attainable because 9 minutes isn't extremely far off. It's relevant because that's what you want for your body. And also it's timely because you have that ability to go and run that mile within today, within every day. It's within 10 minutes. Everybody has that time period of 10 minutes to go and, accomplish the goal. So that's just an example of what I mean by trying versus doing. You can't say, I'm going to go try and run a mile in 9 minutes. Well, it's either, are you going to run the mile in 9 minutes or you're not going to run the mile in 9 minutes? And if you don't run the mile in 9 minutes, are you really putting your full potential into it? Are you really saying, I want this, I'm going to go faster, I'm going to keep pushing, I'm going to keep going? Or are you just saying, this is my first day, I'm going to kind of slack off? Well, then that means you're not doing it. It's not like you're trying to do it because you're already accepting defeat within yourself. So this is a very specific topic in which it's very important to understand what you want in life and whether you're willing to go and put in the hours, put in the time, put in the effort to go and get it. Because when you tell yourself, I want to go do it, you have to go do it. You cannot lie to yourself and say, it was just a mistake, it was just a blah, blah, blah. No, you gotta go and do it because you're telling yourself. The one person you can't go and lie to and feel okay about it is yourself. Because once you lie to yourself, now other people are gonna see you as deceitful, as not very definite. And being definite is a very important attribute. So as a recap, trying is the ability to attempt to reach a goal, but in reality, doing is going and getting that goal, going and accomplishing that goal. So that's very different because it's either you're doing it or you're not doing it when you're talking about a SMART goal. So a SMART goal are the only goals that you should be actually striving for because they're the only ones attainable. They're the only ones that you're physically capable of going and getting. And so when you're saying you want to go and achieve a SMART goal, it's like, yeah, you have to go and achieve that SMART goal because it's extremely possible. It's not completely out of the realm that you cannot go and do it or you have to go and try to do it. It's like, no, this acronym literally means a specific goal, a measurable goal, attainable, relevant, and timely goal that, works for you. And so since that goal works for you, you should be more than capable of going and obtaining that objective without any issues. So next time you think about going and achieving a goal or going and, looking into a new objective that you want, don't think about trying to do it. Think about doing it. Because that psychological mindset that you place in your head, that's what's going to allow you to accomplish that goal. That you're going to go and do it. And your brain's going to believe you're going to go and do it. And so it's going to make you feel bad if you don't do it. So you feel good about yourself when you go and accomplish those things. So all in all, I want to end off on a quote that I try to do for every video. So this one is from Master Yoda. Do or do not. There is no try. Yoda is saying that trying is not an option. It's not available. It shouldn't be in your vocabulary. You should do it or you don't do it. So thank you guys for tuning in to another video. I really enjoy doing this. I enjoy that you guys are commenting and liking my videos. And it really does help that you subscribe to the video. So if you can go and subscribe, like, and comment if you're new to the channel, I would really appreciate that. It means a lot. I'm really trying to grow this channel to be something meaningful. So I know everything's been quite difficult lately with the quarantining and all this craziness going on in the world, but I just want you guys to remain hopeful that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Life is going to be better. Think of this as an opportunity to learn from mistakes that have happened in your life. Take this time to really reconcile on what you have done in your past, what has been going on in your life, and try to change that. You have months here to really work on yourself as a person, to read a book and learn something, be substantive. And that's really how I want to end, something positive, something to keep our hopes going up. So thank you guys. I'll see you on Friday. Bye.